My best friend of 15 years cheated with my husband, and I found out her 3 kids are his. Shannon and I met freshman year of high school. We were both the weird artsy kids who didn't fit in anywhere else. By senior year, we were basically sisters. She knew everything about me, and I trusted her with my life. Shannon got married at 19 to her high school boyfriend. Everyone told her it was too young, but she didn't listen. That marriage lasted exactly 18 months before she filed for divorce. I spent every night for 3 months on her couch while she cried and ate ice cream. At 23, she married Marco. That's where I met Rolf at their wedding reception. He was Marco's college roommate. We hit it off immediately, started dating a week later. Within 8 months, he proposed. The 4 of us became inseparable. Weekend trips to the lake, Thanksgiving at each other's houses, New Year's parties together. Shannon got pregnant with her first boy right before our wedding. We actually delayed it 6 weeks so she could fit into her bridesmaid dress. I'd decided years ago I couldn't have kids. Endometriosis had destroyed that possibility, and I'd made peace with it. Rolf said he was completely fine with it. He loved Shannon's boys like they were his own, and I thought that filled the gap for both of us. Over the next 7 years, Shannon had 2 more boys. Jacob at 2 years old, Tyler at 4, and Mason at 6. I was at every single birth, bought them birthday presents, babysat every weekend, took them to the zoo. Rolf was always there too, coaching Jacob's little league, helping Tyler with homework. Then last March, Shannon called me sobbing. I left work immediately and found her on her kitchen floor, mascara running down her face. She showed me a positive pregnancy test for baby number 4. I was excited until she told me Marco had left, just packed his bags 3 days earlier, and said he'd send divorce papers and child support. No explanation, no warning. I stayed with her that entire week because Rolf was supposedly in Chicago for work. She kept saying Marco had been distant for months, sleeping in the guest room, barely talking to her. I was furious at him for abandoning her pregnant. When the divorce papers arrived, I asked Rolf to talk to Marco, get him to reconsider. Rolf said he would, but when he got back from his trip, he just told me Marco never deserved Shannon anyway, and they were better off apart. Something felt wrong. Rolf had known Marco for 9 years. They used to golf together every Sunday. Why was he so quick to take sides? I called Marco myself, asked him to meet me at the diner near my office. He showed up looking exhausted, like he hadn't slept in weeks. We sat down, ordered coffee. I asked him why he left Shannon pregnant with his 4th child. That's when he corrected me. 3rd child, he said quietly. I was confused. He pulled out a manila envelope and slid it across the table. DNA tests. All 3 boys. None of them were his. My stomach dropped. I asked him who the father was. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, "You really don't know?" The test showed paternity for Rolf, my husband. The timeline matched perfectly with his business trips. Chicago when Jacob was conceived. Atlanta when Tyler was conceived. Boston when Mason was conceived. Marco had suspected for years but finally paid for the test 2 months ago. He'd been gathering evidence, talking to lawyers, planning his exit. I sat there staring at those papers for 10 minutes. Marco told me he was sorry. He thought I knew. He thought maybe it was some arrangement. I drove straight to Shannon's house. She opened the door, took one look at my face, and the color drained from hers. "He told you," she whispered. I asked her how long. She said since before the first boy was born. Said it started at Marco's bachelor party when Rolf drove her home drunk. Said it just kept happening. 8 years. 8 years of lying to my face while I helped raise my husband's children. While I bought them Christmas presents with my money. While I celebrated their birthdays believing I was just the cool aunt. Shannon started crying, saying she never meant for it to happen, that she loved me. I turned around and walked out, blocked her number, filed for divorce the next day. The lawyer said I might be entitled to child support since I'd been acting as a parental figure. Rolf's been calling nonstop. Shannon showed up at my office twice. I haven't answered either of them. Those boys deserved better than this, and so did I.